live, you're watching the recording, and we are excited because we have one of the most amazing people in our industry of building teams. Angela Brooks is in the house. All right, let's do a party time because I know we're gonna get started here in about 30 seconds. And please, if you're popping on right now, please put your name in the comments. I know we could see them, but put your name in the comments and how long have you been in your business? This is an interview that you want to do your best to block out everything that you can, if you can. And if you can't for some reason, you're on the go, you're on the fly, this is one that you're going to want to come back and watch the replay of this, whether you're watching on a podcast or through the social webs. This is going to be a good one because I'm excited. So many people learn from this amazing leader, coach, and someone in the trenches building the business. All right. Love this song. All right, let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. Right, baby? Your cue. Baby cakes. Okay.
I'm sharing it right now.
Oh, you are?
Get it out.
Okay, got it. Okay, I'll do that first. All right, so let me just share who is in front of us. For those of you that the few of you that may not know who we have here, it is Angela Brooks. Angela Brooks. How long have you been building your business, Angela, by the way?
8 years. Since
8
2010.
years.
Yeah.
What's that?
Since 2010.
Wow, almost 9 years. And you've been a nurse for over 30 years of your life.
Yeah. I started nursing when I was 21. Crazy.
Yeah, and you built your business. So Angela built her business very, very part-time over and above her nursing careers, raising how many babies again?
2 babies. Busy boys.
Two busy boys. Yeah, boys. I couldn't imagine raising boys. So congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
And is this right? You've been speaking with some pretty well-known speakers like Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
One of the biggest keynote speakers in the world. Kim Garst, one of the top social media experts in the world. Jimmy Nelson, John and Nadia Melton. I mean, these guys are like the rock stars on rock stars. Angela Fletcher and Jeff, is it Elgebers?
I think that's how you pronounce it. That's a mouthful.
And then, of course, one of the most amazing mentors, leaders, and just good guys, Ray Higdon, of course.
Absolutely.
And I remember we met at one of our original mentors, someone that's changed my life many years ago, Danny Johnson.
Yes.
So
he was my very first mentor.
Yeah. So you don't go to like second best. You like finding the best of the best when you learn.
Start at the top. Just start at the top.
So that's a great one. So, and what we're going to be talking about briefly at our live event, because you're going to be a guest speaker at the Priority Networker Leadership Summit, March 16th and 17th. If you want more info, drop it and we'll send you a link or check the link. We'll put that in there as well. But you're someone, Angela, who you built your business a few different ways. And I know you have a style that works for you. And I want to do my best for everybody that's listening right now, because we have some seasoned veterans that listen in, but we also have some people that are maybe stuck and they're like, how do I find people? How do I get people to show up? And I'd love to just dive right in. First off, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. I appreciate you inviting me in front of your audience. That's fabulous. Yeah. Well, no, I told you, I know that you'll bless people, and that's why I'm excited to have you here. I hope so. Yeah, you will. So you ready to rock and roll? Ready. Let's go. Let's start off with a fun one. We all love your accent. Well, at least I do. Tell everybody where you're from real quick. I am from Russellville, Kentucky, which is a very small town, less than 20,000 people. Okay. And so how did you start building your business on a part-time basis? What was your method of finding people when you first started? When I very first got started, Facebook was brand new. 2010, it was a baby, and there wasn't a lot of people on Facebook. So I lived at the baseball field, and I had very few people to talk to that, was not moms and my coworkers, and they thought I was crazy because I was doing that thing. And so I just started talking to people on Facebook, and then I decided, I need to build a blog, which I was literally Googling how to copy and paste. I was literally Googling, how do you highlight things on a blog? I was that green. So I just started really simple, just talking to people, because I didn't know any different. I was so green. I just didn't know. You didn't know how to talk to people. So you built your blog, and then leads poured out of the sky, right?
Not quite. Not
I
quite.
know, I'm kidding. I'm joking. How long did it take? Okay, so first off, let's just be really real. I'd love to get the kind of behind the scenes, because everybody wants to start leverage of some kind, attraction marketing, video, blogging, SEO, articles. How many hours per day did you maybe build up to? How many hours were you building on your blog when you were really getting in a flow? Do you remember?
It used to take me literally 3 or 4 hours to write a blog post.
Okay.
I mean, I was like, I would get stuck. I was like, I don't know how to write this so it sounds well. I was trying to write like everybody else instead of writing like me.
Yeah.
And when I stopped writing like them and just poured my words out, then it just kind of started flowing better. And I started telling my stories, which stories is where I got started because I didn't know how to do the other marketing thing.
Stories.
Stories. I was writing about, actually, it was more like therapy. I would get off of work having a really bad shift, not a bad, but a busy shift as a nurse. And I would come home and I'd write that story.
Okay.
And that is where I started blogging. And that's how I started attracting people because my stories were almost unbelievable because of the type of people I worked with. So storytelling was where I started. Right
on. I like that. And then so 3 to 4 hours a day on your blog, article writing, and then
it was terrible.
What did it take to get the leads flowing in? How many months, years? How many before you started getting people that were attracting to those blogs that would connect with you about your business or product?
Every bit of a year. I wrote for a long time, 6 months to 8 months. I wrote in silence, what I called silence, for a long time, because you might get a comment or two, or you might get a share, and it's like, oh, look, 2 people read my blog, and I was so excited. And the more that you put out there, the more people you get in front of, because you're going to resonate with more people. But it was a long, silent year.
Okay. And was it on a level of how did you feel about that year? Were you discouraged, like, is it ever going to work? Or were you extremely confident, optimistic? You knew that the leads and the well would start to flow sooner or later, or was there up and downs, lots?
Lots of up and downs, lots of up and downs. And I didn't know if it was ever going to work, but I never had the word quit in the back of my head. I mean, I never wanted to quit. So I started looking for people who were doing what I was doing and trying to follow their blogs. Oh, they've got a picture here. Let me put a picture there. Or, oh, they've got links. Where do I get links? What do I do with links? And so I had to learn that. So yeah, it was a lot of ups and downs. And my blog was so ugly. It was hot pink, and it was a hot mess. It was
hot pink, hot mess.
It was a hot mess.
So okay, so
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it, beautiful.
Angela, this is so good, because most of us starting out don't want to start out like, oh, this is so ugly, and we want to start out with the best website and knowing exactly what to do. So we study and study, but you just went for it. But in that moment, you kind of touched on it. But my question is, in that year, like, what did you tap into? What kept you going on that, not knowing if it was work or not? Like, what was there? What kept you in the zone going for it and not just throwing it all in and saying that's enough?
Well, I'd already worked over 20 years in nursing, and I knew what that was. I knew what a job looked like. I was getting up at 4 o'clock every morning, driving 45 minutes to work, 45 minutes home. So I would get home at 5 or 6. I knew what that looked like. And I thought, if I can make this work somehow, maybe life will look different. But I don't know. There was a drive in me that just would not quit. I failed a lot. I mean, I failed flat on my face a lot. And I worked with one ugly blog, and I didn't generate a lot of leads. And I just kept going. I thought, why not? Because I know what this looks like over here, and I want it out. I wanted out of that so bad.
Wow. So good.
To get out was the drive, I guess.
All right. So go ahead, beautiful.
Can you remember like a shift, when a shift started happening? Was there something that...
When I got my first 100 views, I was like, I have made it. It was like amazing. So I was getting feedback from other nurses that were thanking me for writing the things. I was writing very boldly. And so they were thanking me for saying that out loud, and they could resonate with, because I was a nurse, I could speak their language, and I understood where they were coming from. I knew what they said in the nurse's station. I knew the tears they shed on the way home because they didn't feel like they did enough on their shift. And when you didn't get that raise that everybody else might have got because the category that you were in, I remember that. And those were painful days because, I mean, you were pissed off, just straight up pissed off. And so I thought, why can't this work for me? There's other people doing it. Why not?
So good.
So you were speaking to your avatar before avatar, even the word avatar even existed. You had that niche market. That's so good.
Yeah. And explain avatar. Explain what she means for everybody listening in.
Your avatar is speaking the language that you already know. I have been a nurse for 30 years, so I know how they think, where they go after work, how they feel after work. I know how they dress. I know what they think about at work, about their families. And I know what they miss while they're working the holidays, the extra shifts. And those are, when you know what somebody's problem is, it's really easy to speak to them because you can use the words that they say on a daily basis. And they're going, oh, that's me. And they resonate with, you want people to say in your marketing, hey, that's me. She's talking to me.
Yes.
And so those are the nurses that started reaching out, and I'm like, okay, so now what do I do with this? And that's where I started reaching out for somebody to teach me something. I didn't care who it was. I just needed somebody, how to copy paste, how to do the simple stuff.
Yeah. You learned copywriting too, a little bit of languaging.
A little bit. Yeah. That's part of blogging. You've got, because I write like I speak, and sometimes that's good and sometimes it's not so good.
In trouble.
Yeah. So you have to learn a little bit of language in your blog to get people to say yes.
Yeah. So here's the question, and this is where I want to really get the rubber to meet the road with this one thing. If you had, okay, here's your scenario. You have 100 new, let's call them young mommies, that they need to make income within 30, 60, 90, 120 days for sure. They need to make money. They're like really starving their family financially. They really need to make the business happen, and they're enrolled with you. What activities would you recommend they do?
First thing I always tell people, talk to somebody that you trust first. Just tell them I'm brand new and I just need some support. Would you go watch this? Would you buy this? Just to get somebody on board.
Okay.
Because say like in my particular company, if they sell 3, they get 3 kits out there, their money's back in their pocket.
Okay.
So as soon as people get their money back, they don't feel so hurt.
Yeah.
And so they're willing to step out a little bit more. But it's like, talk to somebody that you feel comfortable with and just tell them, hey, I'm brand new at this. I don't know what I'm doing. Can you help me?
Yeah. And I didn't know where you were going to go with that, to be honest, because, because you're a marketer as well. You could do it. You do it both ways.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't bring them in saying, hey, let's get your blog going. You wouldn't immediately get all their marketing going right away.
No, because not everybody's a blogger. Not everybody likes to write. Not everybody wants to speak to people, openly. So I try to do the least resistance first and then find out. And then I kind of talk to them. What kind of things do you want to attract people with? Do you want to write? Do you like doing videos? Do you like doing podcasts maybe? Because I've got one girl, she will not get online, but she has a fabulous, fabulous podcast. So, just find out what's best for them.
Very good.
I just start there.
And with your confidence of knowing how successful your business can be. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, Angela does about $800,000 of volume on a monthly basis. Does that freak you out when I say that, Angela?
It does.
It's you.
It's amazing. And
I'm looking at some of the top speakers that you speak with in the world, but your volume is probably just as good or better than some of them.
Yeah. And in November, we hit the $1 million volume.
If you say million, you can't do it that way, right?
Wow.
No, it's gotta be 1 million.
Yes.
Congratulations.
So awesome.
I mean, that was just like, I started out with a little kit with a little bit of money, and I was like, let's see what this will do. And then here we are 8 years later doing $1 million in a month. That gives me cold chills.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And what would you do, like, with your confidence of, like, if you can just say, God, show me 8 years from now, and that you had a snapshot of what's possible, and then he gave you a shot to go back to day one, what would you do different day one?
Ooh, that's good. I would start with Facebook, because Facebook is where everybody's at, and everybody lives inside of this little box.
Yes.
And if you can get their eyeballs here, then I think that's your best place to start.
All right. Well, Facebook is only got about this many things to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What method? Would you be posting pictures of your food, or would you be directly connecting, or Facebook ads? What would you start with for your team and you?
I would look for people who are posting. How many people do you read a day that are talking about their problems, their issues, their things that they don't like? And if I think that my problem, service, or opportunity could serve that problem, I send them a message. Say, hey, I just saw that you posted over on your page or in a group or wherever, and you made a comment about you hate your hours or you hate your job. Would you be open to something else?
Yeah.
And most people go, I don't know. What you got?
Yeah.
And if they say no, it's okay. It's okay for them to say no.
Yeah.
But hey, it doesn't hurt to ask.
And what if they don't respond right away at all, or at all? What do you do?
If they don't respond at all, next, go to the next one.
Okay.
I don't let it worry me at all.
Good.
Now, when I got started, a no hurt me just like everybody else, because a no is kind of like, oh, it makes you cringe all over. But the more people you talk to, no is just next. That's all.
No is just next.
Yep.
Yeah. And I like no is not now.
Yes. Yes. Because I have had people that have followed me. This one lady 3 weeks ago has followed me for 5 years and signed up with me. And I'm like, 5 years? Wonder if I would have quit.
Unbelievable.
So, 5 years it took her to say yes. That's okay.
So I mean, I know you like marketing. You love to do marketing and leverage and strategic, and you've gotten good at. You're one of the amazing people that have gotten really good at with all your mentors and taking action. With that said, you don't need to step foot out your house. Really, you can build a 7-figure business. Yeah. If you had to, you could do it in your home, right?
Yep.
So absolutely. Why events then, Angela?
So, say that again.
Why events?
Events are the most powerful thing that you can step into. You get around like-minded people where you have different conversations. When I go and have conversations with my friends here locally, it's totally different than when you go to an event and you've got somebody who's driving down the same highway you are. They talk about marketing, building lists, how to talk to people, and they listen to other people's failures and what it took for them to grow. You leave energized to where when you go back home, you can do things differently. But events, I go to no less than 4 events a year.
Wow.
Period.
Wow. How many total events have you been to approximately over 8 years?
Oh my gosh. That's 4 to 5, literally 4 to 5 events. Probably not in the first couple of years, but the last 5 years, it's been 4 events. And anything local, gosh, over 100.
Wow.
Over 100. Way over 100. Yeah.
I mean, and that's been tens of thousands of dollars of coaching, right? I mean, I know some of your mentors were in excess of $10,000, $20,000.
Yep.
Worth it? Was the investment really worth it?
Absolutely. Because I could not, number one, connected with the people that I now know without that coaching connection. Going to events, you meet people that you're not going to meet on Facebook because they're busy. You're not going to meet people in your town that are working in a network marketing company that is growing. So events is where you get to hang out at the bar and have drinks or go to dinner with somebody different every single meal. Never have the same person at your table for snack, dinner, lunch, nothing. That's how you meet people.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Eagles flock together, right?
Absolutely.
Eagles flock together. And what do you say to your team members who say, you know what, I'll go to convention or I'll go to training event next year. Let me go next year. Can you get me the notes?
Yeah. And I used to be nice and give my notes away. But you know what? Your notes are unsigned checks. And I'm not going to sign my check over and hand it to somebody else because they didn't earn that.
You got to repeat that. Honey, type that in and put that up as a thing. Honey, type that in.
Your notes that you take at events are unsigned checks. Those are things that's your marketing tools. That is blog posts, lots of blog posts. It's Facebook Lives. It's podcast content. And so why would I give that to somebody else who doesn't appreciate it?
Yeah. So good. I did a webinar yesterday that talked about what I've learned is if you leak what happened at the event, their curiosity gets filled and they think they can avoid paying the money and investing the time.
Yeah. And I've had people in my organization that tell me, "Ooh, I don't want to pay $500 for a ticket." And I'm like, it's a tax write-off. And the people you meet are simply priceless. And so I go to events, not just for the content from on stage, but for the people that are around me.
Yeah.
That's where I'm connecting with them on Facebook. I'm connecting with them on Twitter, Instagram. Yeah. Those are my connections.
I got a controversial question that comes up a lot lately. Do you believe someone has to believe in the product before they join you in business?
No, because I didn't know anything about my product. All I had tried was a sample sitting beside Dr. Mary, and I learned to love my product over time. What I do believe is that if you're going to use a product, you need to take the product.
Yep.
So, but I don't think you have to know all about it to get started.
Yeah, it's very good. What is your, give me your favorite book?
Purpose-Driven Life, Rick Warren, Love. Like I've highlighted it to pieces.
What part that book changed my life? What part did it resonate with you?
That I have a purpose, that I am in this position where I'm at today because I was put here for this purpose. And if I quit, who loses behind me? So I can't quit because I am the leadway of somebody or lots of people. You know, I've got 15,000 families underneath me. Oh, that gets
in your business.
Yes. 15,000 people. Those are lives that are changed all because of a small box, because I started and they started and they started. So I can't quit. I'm like the lead. What is that phrase? Oh, I just went blank. The four winds. So
yeah, so good. And I know some of your leaders in your group. They're some of the biggest leaders in your company. So
I have some amazing leaders.
Sarah, some great leaders.
She is a rock star, complete. Yeah.
So, all right. So tell me, what are you going to be teaching us? There's so many people excited to hear you at the Leadership Summit, March 16th and 17th. By the way, check the links below. We'll put a promo code in here for you. But what are you going to share with all of us come March?
If you're hesitating to get to San Diego, I have never been to San Diego. I'm super excited. Get to the event because I'm going to tell you super simple tips to get leads responding to you within minutes inside Facebook. Totally free. And like last week, I did a little simple post that I was not prepared for. I was just making random posts and I didn't have a link because I don't always post links in the groups. And I had over 800 people respond. I thought Facebook was going to
800?
800 leads in less than 7 days. Yeah, I was really, really busy. So far, only 67 have opted out. So those are still active in my funnel. And You never know what's going to happen. There's an Angela Brooks in that 800 somewhere.
Absolutely. That is incredible. I cannot wait to learn from that. So it's very, very exciting.
But
Well, so what do you think, last question, I believe, is what is the number one way that you can grow that right now, knowing what you know, what's the number one way that you can, that people duplicate in their business and grow in their businesses right now?
duplicate is action. If you learn something when you go to this event in San Diego, instead of taking your notebook and just writing things down that are all wonderful and looking busy, you take those notes and you put them into action. I never leave an event that half of my notes are not checked off and done before I get back on the plane. I put things in action fast, and I think that success likes speed. And so when you learn it, then you need to put it into action, because by the time you get home and you get back into your routine, those notes go in the drawer and you forget them. And so don't take notes that you're not going to use. Implement fast. Go fast.
That's so awesome. Cool. Hey, if there's any questions that are coming in, for those of you that are live right now, go ahead and drop it in here. I see Cindy and Anna and Laura, and great to see everybody on here. By the way, if you're watching the replay of this on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're watching this from, please, I'm going to go there for sure. Kim is going to go there for sure. If you have any questions or anything we can help you with, or we'd love to get to know you. I know this sounds crazy. After 10 years of being in social media, I'm spending more time getting to know people one-on-one through the comments and kind of learning from Angela. So please let us know that you were here. Let us know where you're from. Any questions that you have, please drop it in a comment and share this. Whatever platform that you're on, could you bless us and share this with someone that you care about, someone that needs to hear this message?
Absolutely. I was at an event this last Saturday. The power of social media is, I was in the room of 500 women. I was standing against the wall, just kind of relaxing, was in a break, and a woman came up, introduced herself to me, and she said, "I have followed you forever on Facebook." And I'm like, "For real?" I said, "Send me a message so that I can find your page and we can stay connected." But she recognized me. So when you go on airplanes, when you go on trips, don't think that people won't know who you are, because they do.
So true. It is so funny. If he comes here, I'm going to bring him in. He's about to come to my home any minute. Buck White is a multiple six-figure earner in network marketing too. I did a video. Did you ever watch the farting video on YouTube, Angela? Go on YouTube, type in Tom Challan. You're either going to love me or think I'm the weirdest guy in the world. My wife pranked me 8, 9, 10 years ago when I was prospecting a client, and she was putting fart emojis.
Yes. I did see that.
I literally thought my reputation was ruined when she posted it online. I got more business from that farting video than any video I've ever done in my life.
That was so funny. I do remember that.
You never know who's watching you, right, Angela?
No, you have no idea.
There's a ton of secret agents out there.
Yep. And there's a lot of people looking, but they're too scared to come forward. And so it may take them a while. And it could have took a good old fart on Facebook.
A good old fake fart. Thanks, Kim.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's
Angela, you are a blessing to so many people, including Kim and I.
Thank you.
It's amazing that we get to learn from someone like you, and we're excited to see you in San Diego to bless so many lives.
I'm excited to be there. Y'all come and make sure that you come say hello. And if I can help on the comments, I will.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, Angela. And thank you so much for being here with us. Angela, have a blessed day. And God bless. Thank you for watching, everybody, and tuning in. We'll see you in the next live show. God bless.
Thank you so much. So good.
Great job, Angela.
So good.
Good job.
Thank you. That was